My drumming always existed on one side. And then my passion for speaking and for activism and for women's equality kind of pushed me to be more vocal. And so then when you combine the two, the birth is Madam Gandhi.
We're joining Madam Gandhi on a practice rehearsal. Kiran Gandhi is a force of nature to be reckoned with. She's a leader. She definitely has an eye for empowerment.
It's really nice to have you here, and like so
Sweet.
exciting that you guys are filming it. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Why the name Madam Gandhi?
You know, in India, they address women in a household as madam. The concept of a madam is a female leader who really has her team's best interest at heart, and you trust her. And she may boss you around a little bit, like a bossy madam, but like she's getting stuff done, and so you want to follow her and like be on her team.
You've drummed for MIA. How did that start?
I was working at Interscope Records in Los Angeles, and I was just being cheeky in a meeting about her. And I was like, you know what would really make the next tour pop off is if she had a female drummer. You know, maybe someone who's brown, maybe someone who's 24 years old. At the time I was 24.
Yeah.
And they actually took me seriously, Interscope. You know, her product manager on the Interscope side looked at me and she was like, if you're for real, send me a video. I did just that.
Yeah.
She sent it to MIA. Maya responded to me directly and said, we really like this, we'll get back to you. And then 6 months later, they actually got back to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Kiran Gandhi!
And activism. When did you start gathering that you wanted to stand up and make a difference?
The activism, specifically running the London Marathon Free Bleeding, came from building up my confidence being at Harvard Business School, having drummed for MIA. Having to do all these things created like a bedrock internally, and you know, it shouldn't be like that. Like I should have been a random person running the marathon, but because these credibilities exist, it made people engage with the marathon more.
I want to tell you a little story, which was that I was at the London Marathon last year, and the day I approached the marathon course, I got my period. And I was really hoping, I was actually having an internal dialogue with my ovaries. I was like, if y'all babes could just hold out like 5 hours longer, I would really be grateful. And they're like, no, mama, you have to rise to the challenge. So for me, I didn't want to have to wait in line at a porta potty and change things out. I didn't want to have to think about my body and be uncomfortable. I just wanted to run free. And honestly, bleeding from anywhere, running 26 miles is a punk rock fucking move, if you ask me.
Kiran's marathon run caught the media's attention, but despite the controversy, she succeeded in raising awareness about women's lack of access to tampons and pads worldwide.
Before I ran, I said this is a choice. But for so many women around the world, this is not a choice. They don't have access to what they need to take care of themselves when on their period. They are made to feel bad about themselves. They drop out of school, and it actually marks the beginning of their economic disenfranchisement. Right now, still, tampons are taxed as a luxury. For God's sake, it's definitely not a luxury. I can assure you, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's what I'm saying.
You've been traveling in between India and the States for quite a bit.
Yeah.
Was there a contrast in the way women are treated that you noticed growing up?
Absolutely. Of course, if we speak specifically about menstrual taboo, I think taboo is the same here and in India, in that we are all uncomfortable talking about this. In developing nations, girls can't go to school, literally, because for many reasons. One, they're made to feel embarrassed. Two, they may not have the ability to afford the product, so they may leak, you know, in their uniforms and then get made fun of. They don't want to deal with that. And I think when you think of the actual two words, period shaming, it sounds like you're locking someone in a room or like pointing and laughing. That's not what it looks like. It looks like a subliminal discomfort with being able to talk about something with confidence, or like it's normal. That to me is where the shame comes. The shame of like apologizing to someone for talking about it, apologizing to someone for having one, apologizing to someone for having pain. And that to me is when you feel shameful about something that should be normal.
Would it be safe to say that after the marathon, Madam Gandhi is the next step?
Yes, when this marathon happened, it was like a kick in the pants. I was like, Kiran, you have to go talk to all these people about this thing you really care about. Great. And now why don't you channel all those ideas that you've been talking about into a musical body of work that you've always wanted to make. And the timing could not be like more perfect.
Serendipitous.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, at least I get to have a life where I can do all those things that I love. And I think that's a good life.